At least 10 Palestinians have been injured in clashes with Israeli forces amid protests against the plan that's been unveiled in Washington. The demonstrations in the Israeli-occupied West Bank came as the Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas said that his response to the Trump deal was 1,000 times no. Our international correspondent Ola Guerin has spent the day in the West Bank gauging Palestinian opinions on the plan.
Bethlehem before sunrise. Palestinians rushing to a day's work in Israel, those lucky enough to have permits. Movement is tightly controlled. That's life under Israeli occupation. And few here today were expecting a new dawn from the White House. Do you have any hope for the peace plan from Donald Trump?
No.
No, says Ibrahim, a father of 7. They don't want to give the Palestinians their rights. The plan has failed even before it's announced. A view echoed over coffee in Ramallah. That's an hour away, or triple that if there are delays at Israeli checkpoints. Here we met some of the Oslo generation, Palestinians who grew up with the peace accords signed in 1993. They say the Trump deal ends that era and it's time for a new strategy.
It finally spells the death of the peace process that many assumed would lead to a Palestinian state, and instead opens the door for us as a new generation to begin building a type of resistance movement based on what Nelson Mandela did.
So this is the end of the peace process as we know it?
This is the end of what I would call the illusion of a peace process.
Do you think you will still be living under occupation in 10 years' time and 20 years' time?
Everything, all Israeli policies against Palestinians are happening at such high speed that it's terrifying to think of where we're going to be 5 years from now.
And tonight on the streets of Ramallah, a vow to return to the Intifada, the Palestinian uprising. The crowd here was small. Sound and fury, perhaps, but also weariness and resignation. Well, Palestinian leaders have called for more protests tomorrow at what they have dubbed the fraud of the century. They have few other cards to play. America and Israel are now moving in lockstep. And the deal unveiled today has sent a stark message to the Palestinians. In the words of one analyst, it boils down to this: you've lost, get over it.
Ola, many thanks again. Ola Guerin there.